Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices with Elliott Wave and trading levels. And I want to start with the S&P 500 because it's got quite a clear count, and it's pretty much central to most of the other wave counts around the world. Of course, each country or each exchange can vary in wave count. They can be sort of skewed, but generally they're sort of, all of these markets have had their rallies and their moves down. Some have moved down more than others. Yeah, so they're all, all slightly, different, but I think understanding this count would be helpful in understanding whatever market that you're looking at. And in this case here, we do have a nice 5-wave structure to the downside here, and we're looking for a simple A, B, and C wave back to this particular box area here. If I can go from the 4-hour chart to the 1-hour chart, and it's kind of good to have this image in your mind when you're looking at the European markets as well. When the European markets have been coming down, they haven't come down very clearly. In fact, in a lot of cases they look corrective and could move up from here. And yes, well, I expect them to move up because in this case here we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 ABC for 2 here, 3 ABC for 4 here, and down for 5. So it's a clear 5-wave structure down, even clearer on the physical market. So what we're looking for here is we're looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave. Wave 2s are a zigzag pattern, which is a 5-3-5 pattern. So we want to see 5 waves for the A wave, 3 for the B, and 5 for the C wave here. So currently here, if you've got a keen eye, we can look at the first move up here as 1 and 2 here, and 3 here and 4 here, and then going up for 5 here. So this is where the European markets are too. They are going up for 5 waves. They haven't completed 5 waves, and once they have, then they'll pull back to 50-60% depending on what price points are being supported over here for them. Because whole numbers, even numbers, and then odd numbers, so tend to attract different levels of people's minds, and therefore orders and volume and so on. So an A and a B and a C, and then we're going down from that. That's how I feel that the rest of the markets are going. So I do want to start with the Germany mid-cap because we've been using it as a good catalyst. Now, we know that wave 4s can get rather complicated, but we are seeing the US markets push down in 5 waves. Can we get 5 waves out of these sorts of moves that have come down? It's very tricky, but it's possible. It's kind of, pushing things around a little bit. But the important thing to understand is that the European markets have pulled back to their wave 4s and to their 38.2% retreat. They've gone to the right height. They may get more complicated, as I've probably mentioned before. They could go into a triangle pattern here, or all sorts of things. But anyway, let's go in and do the best we can here. So starting with the DAX on the 4-hour chart, I'm looking at this structure here. From this low here, I'm looking at this in terms of an A wave here, a B wave here, then 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves up here for the 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th, where I've had this wave C or 4 over here because it's been the highest. And look, that may be right, but in this case, from here I can go 1 and 2 and 3, a little A, B, C, D, and E in here, and down, and then down for the 5th wave to make wave 1, and then an A and a B and a C. Basically another sort of retest for the 11,500 here. On our website, we've got this this pattern here with a wave 4, copy that over here, and having this as basically an A and a B and a C and a D and an E getting in here. But it's possible. So, but I just think because things are messy, we're fortunate enough to see that the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq and Amazon and all those guys are doing this particular pattern. So even though that it's a bit tricky to count these guys down, I think we need to stay with this situation. So 1 and 2 and 3 here. an A and a B and a C and a D and an E wave here for wave 4, and then down for wave 5 here. Yeah, is that right? Is that count right? I don't know, but you know, let's just stay with the program here. So in this case here, we're also looking for 5 waves up for the A wave. So the 5 waves up should take us very, very close to the 11,500, which is the medium level, and then we'll see a drop off from that, and then we should see another little 5 waves up here. So it could take a session and a half. I'm not quite sure, but once again, we'll just draw that line in the sand through the low, from this low here and the B wave low, and then we can look to short in this area through here. The other way to do it is if that you've got 5 waves up here, you could short on the turn if you wanted to, right on there, but it's always safer to observe the first 5 waves down and then the ABC correction, and then we can just put that under here. And if that, we've got the reference point low in here, but this is not on this one here, this is only over here, then we can go low from that point there. So the FTSE is much the same as well. Well, I've got this a bit different actually. So this is the alternative sort of option here, where we have this all up. It's an hourly chart. Wave A here, wave B here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, taking us higher here. And this is kind of where the triangle pattern can come in for the DAX a little bit, but yeah, look, the bottom line is it may only get to an A wave, a B wave and a C wave here, and then drop from there as well. Can we get 5 waves out of this move here? Yes, we can go 1 and 2 and 3 here, an A and a B and a C here for 4, and down for 5 here. So it is possible to have, copy this, have this as wave 1 here, and then basically the same scenario, an A and a B and a C here for wave 2, and then move down from here. So that's also possible as well. Whatever happens, I just feel that we need to allow it to mature first, right, and then pick up the thread. So I mean, all this looks corrective, and we can certainly take this high out here. That's the go there as well for that. So let's see. Also to the French market, the CAC. So I'm doing this as the same here as well. So considering this the high, as 1 and 2 here and 3 here, an A and a B and a C and a D and an E here for wave 4, and then down for wave 5 here. Is it right? I don't know. It's kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit, but it's in line with the US, so that's why I'm sort of looking at it in this light here. We just need to see how it goes. Obviously, in this case, we've got this as a nice support here, and really this has moved through the market. It's come down for the first bounce. The bounce comes up here. Once we've got this high in here and the market pulls down here, then we can use this one here and use that for the top here as well to go long on. But we do need to allow that to play out, the first bounce to play out, and then we can look at that. But yeah, we should stay in line with the US markets. And the MIB's much the same as well for Italy. Let's go in and find Italy. There we are. So from the top here, it's a 1 hour chart from the last top here at 19.6. We can look at this as 1 and 2 and 3. The same thing again, an A and a B and a C and a D and an E here for wave 4, and down for wave 5. That could also be counted a little bit differently as well, here in terms of an A and a B and a C wave here, and then down for 1, A, B, C for 2, 3, 4 and 5 here as well. But it doesn't really matter. It's still going to leave us with this particular pattern here that we're looking for. So we're looking for 5 waves up for wave A. That might not come up that far, so can see this market's a little bit reluctant here, and then the B wave in here. Once you've got that, then put this from that low and that B wave in here, wherever that may be, and then you've got that line in the sand here that you can work with, and then you should be able to short sort of up here somewhere, which should be rather nice. And then if that's the case, look to be short also to below the closest largest number, which would be the 19,000 here. And then also to, once the 18.8 becomes the resistance, if that's going to be the case, then add here as well. So 3 trades in here. This wave 3 here should move quite swiftly. So yeah, if you do see it moving quickly, then you know it's got a long way to go, and you just need to leap and jump and get on that boat. Alrighty, I think that's it. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the weekend. Cheers.